Welcome to this week's episode. So we're going to be doing a rundown of the GIBB. So we've got lots of different points that we're going to try and cover. So we've jotted them down so we can pack as much info into this video as possible.
So we've got our phone full of our notes. So if we're looking down, we're just trying not to get lost because there's a bit going on. So we spent 16 days on the GIBB and we done 1,200 kilometres of dirt and corrugations. We done 6 different campsites. They were Lennard River, March Fly,
Barnett Station, Honeymoon Bay.
Then onto the Gibb River and the Penecost, all the spots we camped at.
So from Lennard River we checked out Tunnel Creek, and I was a little bit hesitant, a little bit stressed out about doing that because we had been told about them having freshies in there and never swimming with them before.
Yeah,
like I was a bit stressed, but I was excited at the same time. But it ended up being awesome. We saw one little freshie and like it didn't even come near us. We didn't swim that spot,
no,
but it was so dark in there too.
Yeah. And,
What did you think of Tunnel Creek?
Tunnel Creek, it was pretty good actually. We had to do a little swim, which you would have seen. It was pretty deep. It was dark.
I couldn't touch the bottom.
No.
But yeah, the rest of it was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. The kids enjoyed it.
Yeah. Apart from the water. The water was a bit cold.
Yeah, it was a bit cold.
And the fact that you can't see, so they didn't like that part about it. But yeah, the rest was good with our head torches. Jim gave me the faulty one. Or the not charged one.
What was the other gorge there? Winjana.
Yeah, Winjana, but that was closed.
So we didn't get to do that one. Then after that, we went on to March Fly.
March Fly Glen.
Yeah, March Fly Glen.
Another free camp. So Lennard River is a free camp, and then March Fly Glen is also another free camp.
And we done Bell's Gorge from there.
Yep. Which was awesome, wasn't it? It was a fairly easy walk into...
Oh, that was a big waterfall one.
Yeah. So a fairly easy walk into the first lot of pools and stuff up the top. And then it gets a bit more intense because you kind of like walk up a mountain and back down through these rocks and stuff. But then you get down to the base of the waterfall and it's
nice.
Awesome. You can swim over and swim under the waterfall. And yeah, it was awesome. We had lunch there.
Yeah. That was about a 30k drive from March Fly to the gorge.
Yeah.
There was a little campground near there, but we thought there was no point dragging the vans down because that road was a bit average.
Yeah.
So we just thought we'd day trip it in.
And the camp at March Fly was really nice.
It was a lot better than the one there, and that was a paid campsite.
Yep.
Next was Barnett Station, and we done Galvan's Gorge and the Manning Gorge there.
Yeah.
Galvan's was easy peasy.
Yeah, really easy.
That was, I think it was like 10 k's.
And it was really beautiful too.
From the camp, yeah. It was really beautiful.
The walk was like 900 metres or something.
Yeah, it's really easy.
So.
Give us a second. Where were we? Manning Gorge.
Yeah, I was just going to quickly say about Galvan's is, and all the gorges actually, we take noodles for all of them. Like it just makes it more relaxing just to like float around in the water and then we jumped off the rope swing there, so that's pretty cool.
And if you want to swim under the waterfalls or near them, noodle is key because they are very powerful.
Yeah.
We were shocked with how hard it was to actually swim under them. So Manning, we haven't done Manning, have we?
No,
Manning.
So Manning, actually, not even... So Manning is at the campground if you stay at Barnett Station. First off, you cross like this beautiful water... What was it?
Just a little creek.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
About 100 metres. You swim, or walk halfway, swim the rest.
Yeah,
and that was a really good way to start the trip in, and because it was a long...
It's really long.
Long and exposed, so it was really hot walk.
Yep. And then at the end, you're like up and down, up and down. Yeah.
Up through some old creek beds and back up. Oh, don't get lost, because we got lost. we
Yeah, we
headed
did.
the wrong way. We didn't see the arrows, and we went probably 150, 200 metres the wrong way.
Yeah.
So,
So we had to turn around and walk back when we saw the other people. But yeah. So that one, they won't let you, when you check in at Barnett Station, they won't actually let you start the gorge after 12 o'clock.
yeah,
Because, like,
it's too hot.
you need to allow
too
more
long.
time and too hot and, yeah.
We came back at like 1 and it was like hot.
I think it was later than that.
Was it?
Yeah. Because we didn't
We
go
spent
until about 10:30. Well, there nearly all day.
Yeah, but it was hot on the way
Yeah.
back. And we ran out of water too, so lots of water.
Lucky our friends were there. They had the camelback thing, so we just pinched some from them, luckily.
And if you can, jump off the waterfall because it's fun.
Well, they have all different levels too,
Yeah.
so if you're a bit scared like me, they have a lower one. But
They
then
have
they
like
have
a
a
kids
really,
one,
a really
the
high one.
teenagers one, and then
Yeah.
a couple real high ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
bit
awesome.
tricky.
So I just want to quickly add that Manning was a paid, Barnett Station was a paid campground. We stayed there 2 nights. I can't remember the price, so we'll pop it in. So if you're curious, as well as Honeymoon Bay, I'm pretty sure that was $40 a night.
Yeah,
But if I'm wrong,
I reckon it was 40.
pop that in. And then, yeah, as Jim said, we moved on to our 5th camp, which was Gibb River. We stayed there for a night.
That was free. That's a good camp.
Yeah, it was awesome. I wish we had got closer to the water, but we got there late, so
Yeah.
it
And we're only
already
doing-
got all the good spots.
And we're only doing 1 night there,
Yeah,
so we weren't overly worried about trying to get a prime spot. Bit
It's
tricky.
awesome.
Then we shot up to Honeymoon Bay. So we left Barnett Station.
Yeah.
And we done.
A very big drive.
Yeah, we done like 400 k's for. Oh no, it was like 300 k's for 5 hours or something.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous, and then we stayed on the side of the road.
So we said we had 6 camps, but we actually had a
Yeah.
roadside stop just there in the bush because we'd been driving all day. But yeah.
Then we pushed up to Honeymoon Bay, and that was good. We found oysters and a bit of fishing. Nicky and the kids were real sick, so they didn't get to enjoy it as much.
It was terrible.
But yeah,
Plus it was really hot, so yeah. It was still pretty though.
it was nice.
Yeah. Jim didn't caught some sharks.
Caught a few, but
Yeah.
nothing to brag about. Like,
The oysters were good though. I wish I wasn't sick to have the oysters.
and then on the way back down, we done a night on the Gibb River camp there, which was a real nice spot, especially just to break up the trip, and you could swim there and fresh cold water.
So our 6th camp was on the Penecost River, where we saw our first,
Saltwater
I
croc.
always go to say fresh, saltwater croc, which was scary and exciting at the same time. And we, I know a lot of people go to El Questro and camp there, but we'd been told it was $100 a night to camp there, so we prefer to just do free camps. So we decided to, trip from
Yeah, we spent a few nights
the
there
river
and
there.
just
I think we were there
day
for
tripped
3 or 4 nights.
in. Yeah,
Yeah, and we just day tripped to
El
check
Questro
out
and-
our Questro Gorge and Zeebedee, which we did on the same day.
and we didn't do Emma, which
Yeah, we
you'll
didn't
find
do
out
Emma.
why soon.
Alrighty guys, so now we're just gonna give a quick rundown of our favourite camps out of all the camps we stopped at, as well as our favourite gorges. So my favourite camp out of all the camps was Marchfly Glen. It was cool because there was, as in weather-wise, it not that cool, like cooler than the others, because it had plenty of shade, like lots of trees everywhere. It had like this little creek thing, and it was just really beautiful.
Had a little flowing creek that you could hop
Yeah.
down and have a little dip if you wanted to.
Yeah, it was really cool. And my favourite gorge was, for ease, probably Galvan's, but the actual the walk for it, I'm a bit torn. El Questro was really hard because I'm not unfit. I mean, because I am unfit. But El Questro was so beautiful, like with the ferns growing up the walls of the gorge and all the little pools of water that you just wanted to hop in all the time. And so I'm a bit torn between them. But the whole lot was awesome.
Yeah,
It's really hard to pick.
So,
What about you?
my favourite camp if we done it properly, would have been the Gibb River if we got a prime spot, because it was just awesome little river camp, shallow, clear water. You could swim and just relax.
Yeah, and
that was really good.
Apart from the gorges that you have to walk to, it's not really that easy to find somewhere to swim that you don't have to stress about crocs. So.
And my favourite gorge would have been Barnett. Manning Gorge, with a little pool at the start you got to swim through, and then the big waterfall you can jump off, and then you go back through that pool after you've done that big walk and cool off. Yeah. And yeah, that was really nice. I like that one.
Yep. That was awesome.
No, Cooper's favourite spot, he's not in the van at the minute, he's playing. His was Zeebedee Springs, because it's a nice little shallow, hot bath pretty much. And
it was like the temperature of a bath.
He was really comfortable and happy swimming in that.
Yeah.
Annalise's was the same as Zeebedee.
Yeah.
She loved it.
I think I also liked it because it was a very short walk.
Yeah,
it was
easy
very
peasy.
Short. Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So if you've got kids, I would definitely do Zeebedee. Even if you're not going to do the Gibb, it's worth...
Yeah, you can just zoom in off the highway to do Zeebedee and
because it's sealed all the way up to the Penecost, if you didn't know
pretty
that.
Much, yeah.
So.
Things we didn't like on the Gibb. Personally, for me, the worst bit of the Gibb was all the washouts. Or, like, not really washouts, more the floodways. Because you'd get up to speed, you'd be cruising along, and you'd see floodway. So you slow down, and then some you'll just like be smooth as, cruise through, and then others, if you didn't slow down, you'll do some serious damage, and they'll just, one after the other, they just got annoying to slow down, pick up speed, and slow down again. Just repetitive.
But the other thing is, it would be hard for them to look after the roads all the way through
it's
the
just
Gibb.
floodways, though.
Yeah, especially
full
from
of creeks.
the amount of water they get in the wet season.
It wasn't washouts, it's just floodways.
So another thing that we didn't love, well, this is probably more so for me because I'm a stress head. So when we were at Honeymoon, we were sick, and Annalise got a bit of a cough, and honestly, it did sound like she couldn't breathe properly. So the thing we didn't like is that we were so like rural, out in the middle of, so remote that it was just more extra stressful because we were like, well, what do we do? I think we were 16 hours from Kununurra, and probably this, I don't know, the same from Derby or something. So being the remote side of things, I didn't like because I was very stressed after that. So just a quick insight to that. So we went into the Columbaroo Medical Centre there, and they were awesome. Looked after Annalise. So they treated her for croup, which gave her some medicine, wanted her for a little bit, and she was fine. So Annalise and Cooper have never had croup. Jim and I didn't know anything about it, never heard it before, so we just...
It's a bit stressful.
Yeah, being stressed parents. But they were awesome in there, so that was really good. Yep. But it's the remote side, like after it, I was stressed, and I probably always will be now.
When we're overstressed because we're just remote. If
that was the stressful part. Because then we
just
knew we could just go into a doctor's or something, or go to a hospital or something just there. We didn't actually know that we could go into the medical centre at Columbaroo. It is a small Indigenous community, and I just called them in hope that someone could help. But so she was fine. It was just, they said it was probably croup, and on top of the cold that we already had, so just made her worse. And so it was probably just more the remote side is the only thing I didn't like, because we were literally so far from any medical help at all. But that's about it.
River crossings, there was a lot. There's too many to remember and name them all, so we'll just talk about the main ones, which was Gibb River Road, the Penecost, the Durack, and then there was El Questro, and
Questro Crossing.
the one, there's a couple up to Honeymoon Bay.
Yeah.
So pretty much all of them besides the Durack and El Questro were fine, easy peasy, no water in. The Durack was our first sort of scary one because it looked fairly long and it looked like it had a deep section and it was real murky, so we didn't want to get out and walk and check.
Yeah, and when we got there was people
there was
across
4
the
cars
road like waiting. So
I just put it in
guinea
low
pigs and just
I
jumped in.
Guinea pigs, put it in low, went through. I think we have some footage. If we do, I'll sneak it in. But that wasn't even that bad once we went through.
I wasn't that stressed about it.
No, it was just, it looked bad, but it wasn't. It was all rocky, wasn't boggy, and we didn't get any water in.
Through. Yeah, it was easy. El Questro was
El Questro, that was
a bit more different.
Yeah, that was deep.
Very.
So on our way through, you would have seen the video. It was almost.
It was still high. Like it was still high
was
when we
high.
went through.
It was almost up to our bonnet, like the top of our bonnet. On the way through, we got a little bit of water in, and then on the way back, we must have took a different line, and it actually came up over our bonnet and onto the front window, and we didn't film that one.
So at El Questro, I was trying to film. That's why we've only got a bit of footage. When we're coming back, we don't actually film the water getting up that high. I was trying to fly it backwards and get us in it to try and get that good shot, except I was getting a bit stressed. I was going to fly into a tree, so I ended up just flying it up. But we got a little bit of footage, so just
hard
not
to
all
film.
Yeah, it was hard.
That was deep, and there was a lot of 4 drives that didn't go through it. But
when we got to the end to do the walk, I think there was 3 other cars, and one of them were our friends that we'd just followed through.
But that's why we built the car, to do that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that was still, besides it being deep, it was fine. It was all rocky. There's no way of getting bogged, really.
I was a bit stressed out because I don't know much about that stuff. But
road conditions. We'll talk about that for a second. So we done 1,200 k's of corrugations. We got told that there's been graders going over it backwards and forwards and
which we
everywhere.
Saw a few.
So the first, pretty much most of the way till we, I don't know. Well, the road to Marchfly Glen pretty much was all perfect, fine. Like we aired down obviously, but that was smooth, wasn't rough. Then the road from there to Bells, that was pretty average. That was the worst road on the Gibb that we've done so far, but you just get on.
Van. We just took the car for that.
Yeah, you get on top of them and you just cruise over them. They weren't too bad.
Yeah.
Then Honeymoon Bay, that was probably the worst road that we've done, just near Drysdale there. It was probably,
above Drysdale up to Honeymoon was the worst part.
I reckon 10-15 k's was pretty bad, heavily corrugated stuff.
And I just want to point out that a lot of people do have different opinions on, like if we say that something's not that bad, someone else will do it
and they'll
the
think
same
it's
day
super
as
bad.
us, and they'll think it's absolutely terrible, or vice versa.
Yeah.
We might say something's bad, and then someone else will say, well,
everyone's
wasn't that
opinion's
bad?
different, which is hard, but
yeah. So if you're looking for opinions on the quality of the Gibb, like what everyone says, like it depends when the graders go through, it depends on has it just been raining, like all of those things, like
traffic,
so many different things.
But for us, it was pretty good. Honeymoon,
pretty
the
good
Drysdale to
way.
Honeymoon was pretty bad. Then we're lucky enough on the way down, they just graded it and ran tyres over it, so it was like a highway. From the Gibb River, it was pretty good. We got told near Allen Bray that there was a 50k stretch that was horrendous and people were breaking stuff and doing tyres, but we must have, I don't know, hit it when a grader went over it or something, because we didn't find any rough bits. We cruised all the way along. We weren't doing anything like hectic speeds. We were just punting along at 60.
I slept a fair bit that day,
like
so I can't remember.
Nothing bad.
Yeah.
The worst.
And then, we got to Yeah, then it was the Penecost.
Yeah,
wasn't
then it was the
Yeah.
Penecost and then back on the asphalt. So the
Yeah.
worst part for us was Drysdale, a little section
Yeah, going
there.
up to Honeymoon from there.
But
But it wasn't bad. Like,
wasn't
none of
bad
it was
enough
really
to
that
say
bad.
not do it.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, from the road to Mitchell Falls, we didn't do Mitchell Falls. We got told that road was real
Terrible.
bad. It was like 2 hours to do 70 k's, and no one was doing higher than 10 k's an hour speed wise. But that was without a van too, so
Yeah.
that road must be bad. We didn't see it. We didn't do it
Yeah.
because everyone was sick.
So that's just what we'd heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's
We were
what we
pretty
got
sick,
heard,
so-
and our friends done it, and they said it was terrible.
So we gave it a miss because of the road. We were sick, and we didn't want to have to put up that bad corrugation, as well as it's like a 10k
Yeah,
hike.
big hike, and you don't
So-
get to swim at the fall, so we
We gave that one a miss because we were still feeling
under the weather.
Yeah, not very good.
We'll go fuel because we just talked about roads and driving. Fuel, we filled up 3 times, so
For the whole
yeah, 3 times for the whole GIBB, and then we put in 220 litres of fuel just to make sure that we get across, which we would have been right on 120 litre, I reckon, but just to be safe, we put both of them in. So that's
And where was the dearest?
300, 450, 70, 480 litres of diesel, I think we put in. Quick maths. I could be wrong, but yeah, we had a 140 litre tank, and we done 1200 k's,
Yeah.
3 tanks and 40 litres of jerry cans. Dearest fuel was, I think it was Barnett and Drysdale. They were $2.95 a litre, and we had to fill up at Drysdale twice.
But you got to pay what you've got to pay.
Well, it was that, or we'll be stuck out the bush still.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, that was a fuel.
Yeah.
Then yeah, every place we went past had fuel. We didn't have any dramas getting fuel. We don't know about petrol, but I assume petrol would have been just as easy to get as the diesel.
Well, there was some places that only
Yeah.
had diesel though.
Yeah, well,
But yeah,
bit of planning will go a long way.
yeah, definitely.
The GIBB, we done a fill up at Derby, and we had a 100 litre water bladder as well, so we had 270 litres of water.
We didn't even nearly run out of water.
No, we always
at
had
all.
heaps. We filled up there, got through to Barnett, and we topped up there again, which we didn't even need that much. I
Yeah,
don't
we
even
didn't
think
even need to.
we put the bladder in yet.
Yeah.
I don't think we even used the bladder until we wanted to do a little bit of washing.
Yeah, we
And
just let the
then-
washing pile up, and
Yeah.
then because you're swimming all the time, the kids just well, you're not swimming
Yeah,
all
we
the
just
time, but when
wore
you're doing the
bathers.
gorges, the kids would just wear their swimmers. They'd get wet, then wear them the next day. Like we weren't dirtying heaps of clothes,
No.
so we didn't have to really worry about washing.
And then Drysdale had water too, and I reckon our Questro might have had water, but can't say they did or didn't because we didn't stay there.
I assume they do, because
Yeah.
they actually have free washing machines. Our friend told us they stayed there.
So I think that is all. So breakages, the fun stuff.
Did we get any breakages doing the GIBB?
Technically, no. We didn't. Well, we did, but we didn't.
Yes.
So we went from Derby all the way to Penecost
With all of those stop-offs
Yep.
that we spoke about.
without any breakages. The only thing that what happened to the van and the car was our solar panels rattled loose, which I just tightened up the screws in them, and a jaw came open.
Yeah.
But then
we ended up just taping them.
yeah, we taped them up after. So we done all the GIBB without having our jaws taped up,
Yep.
pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, 3/4. I think we taped them up after Honeymoon Bay.
Yeah. Because that was the worst
Yeah,
road,
that was the
so
worst.
that's what rattled it open.
So we got to the Penecost, A-OK. Then then it went downhill.
From there.
Bad.
So
Sorry, I lied. We did have a breakage, I forgot, at the Gibb River. We broke a tail light because we went into camp. It was a tight spot. It was a little U-turn, like
we thought there was
U-turn
like a
area,
yeah,
a little loop, and there was people camping on the road, so we couldn't.
We didn't realise that
go
until we'd
around.
gotten in.
And then anyway, we got into a tight spot. Had to jackknife the van in soft sand, and it just wasn't working. And we went a little bit too hard, and we cracked the tail light on our stone deflector thing, you would say. But yeah, we probably could have avoided that one, taken a bit more time. And
which 12 months ago we actually broke
we knew it was
the opposite tail light doing the same thing, but
we tried to prevent it, but just the sand and
it was
everything.
a bit stressful. There was like trees everywhere, and I was worried that like with so much going on and then people everywhere trying to help and that, which was good, they were trying to help, like it just got
a bit too much going on.
Too much.
But
well,
that happens. And anyway, get to the Penecost, and that's when it goes downhill.
So it was the
second night.
So it was the second day that we were on the Penecost, and I had gone to the fridge to grab out some milk for something, and I noticed it was a bit warm, and I thought Jim had just chucked it in. Anyway, he hadn't. So I noticed that a lot of stuff in the freezer was starting to defrost, and it turns out that our fridge had stopped working. So we spent a whole day trying to figure out how to fix it. How can we run it while we're still on the Gibb? Like someone's not going to come out and repair it out here, so
I spent all day on the phone to Wonderland and Dometic because our fridge didn't show up an hour or nothing. It was still
stopped.
lit up, the lights were on, the compressor stopped kicking in.
Yeah.
Spent all day on the phone to Dometic, Wonderland, trying to sort out a problem, and we thought we found a solution, run it off 240 volt, and then that didn't work. So we had to move all our food into our car fridge, which was already full, so we had to pick what food we wanted and what food we were going to lose. We gave
some
fair bit of fish away. We done
away.
a big cook up.
Yeah.
Gave some of that away because we couldn't eat it all.
So we ended up losing about half of what was in the fridge and freezer.
And then, then we're like, stuff it. We're here, we'll just tough it out with the stuff in the little Waco, the 40 litre one in the car, which was alright. We just didn't have a lot of cold water, which sucked, but
especially doing those gorges.
we managed. So, and then
we made it through.
Then we decided to do El Questro. We went through that water crossing, and we killed 2 lithium batteries. So under the bonnet, they're meant to be made for this stuff, but apparently the seals had cracked in them, so it let a bit of water through them. They're getting replaced under warranty, luckily. But yeah, it killed 2 batteries. So in the end,
how did we figured out that they weren't weren't working.
Yeah, the car would go flat within a couple of hours, which for 260 amp hours of battery, it was not normal. So that I got testing and worked out that one of them had gone, so we were just using one battery, and then the day or so later, it was a couple of days later, the other one packed it in.
And he spent days just trying to charge them and everything, and then
keeping an eye on them
we'd nicked out, so we'd finished the Gibb, nicked out and spent a night or two at 2 nights at Lake Argyle, and we're driving back to Kununurra, fill up with fuel and stuff, and then the car just shut off.
Yeah, it shut off twice because we had they just wouldn't hold charge,
which was a bit stressful.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know anywhere in Kununurra or anything. So yeah, we ended up having to get an AGM battery, putting it in.
Oh, we just got a normal car battery.
Yeah.
Put that in for the time being while we get these other batteries sorted.
Which also means we can't use the Waco.
Yeah, so we only got 1 battery because I wasn't paying for 2 batteries when we're just going to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So we can't use a Waco, we can't use the inverter.
So that was before the fridge was fixed, because the fridge had to be repaired in Darwin and we were in Kununurra. So we had to go buy a 240 volt plug so we could plug the Waco in the van. So
Yeah.
we had something to put our food in.
Yeah, that's how we kept it cold. After that, yeah.
It was a bit of a stuff around, but yeah, figured it all out.
Figured it out at the end. And then at El Questro as well, we crashed our drone. Or I crashed our drone.
Sunk it in the water.
Sunk it in the water into the crossing. We fished it out, and luckily we got all our footage back. That's why I fished it out. Spent a while trying to get it because we hadn't put our new footage onto the laptop, so we had to get it.
Which was very silly of us.
So yeah, we got that out, and luckily we got the memory card out, and all the files were still good. So yeah, it was a pretty costly. What else we break?
And that was it.
Oh,
So
a latch on the drawer,
Yeah.
which was nothing. But yeah,
We've already got our new drone now, so they were really good. We have the
we had the care refresh. So we got a new one. We got the fridge fix, which was meant to be a fairly common issue with them. It was just a new control unit.
Yep, and
So-
we've got some new batteries.
New batteries, we'll get them at the end of the month.
Yep,
So everything's pretty much
all is
sorted.
well.
But we just had a bit of an adventure.
Yeah,
So
I guess if you. And like I just want to say I was super stressed about the tail light, and then when we got to the Penecost and all these other things were like the fridge and then the batteries and the drone, I was like, yeah,
the tail
don't
light's
even
nothing.
worry about the tail light. Like it still works. It's just like a tiny bit of
Yeah,
plastic
bit of crack.
out the bottom. Like yeah. So, but if you do the Gibb and you don't break anything, like
Have you done the Gibb?
yeah.
But yeah,
So
we done pretty good. Like the van itself did not have an issue with. Like everything
yeah.
Wonderland has
everything was good.
made, we didn't have an issue with. It was all the accessories like the fridge and then
Well, it
everything.
was only the fridge.
Yeah,
really.
the fridge in the van was the only thing.
Honestly, the drawer opening would have been my own fault because I like
It
load
was
the
full
drawer
and
up.
heavy.
Like I put a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
So that's on me.
So a couple of tips, I guess you could say, to try prevent a bit. We put tea towels under our stovetop on the glass panel to stop the panel from bouncing and the
So between the stovetop and the glass panel, like we put it in there so they're not rattling
and it had a
not
bit of
smash
pressure
the-
and bouncing.
smash the glass or anything.
We did tape up some of the drawers that kept coming open, which was
I ended
pretty
up
handy.
taping almost all of the drawers
Just the bottom
to
ones,
avoid them
yeah,
opening
coming
again
out and hitting the ground
yeah.
and tearing the floor or something like that. Like
Yeah.
we didn't
Just
have to because they lasted like most of the way. We just
Yeah.
done it in
Just
the
did
end.
it just in case.
And cleaned the solar panels pretty regularly
Mm.
because they
Which was
got
Jim's job.
filthy dirty. Every time we moved, they were dirty. And if you're thinking about a dust reduction system, get one because we got a 12 volt pressure fan, and that was awesome. We only got a tiny bit of dust in around the doors,
Yeah.
and that was it. We didn't tape
Well, only
up.
just like the one door. We
Yeah,
only
the
got the
one door,
tiniest bit of red dirt, which
It was nothing.
Yeah, it was
easy.
nothing.
And we didn't tape any other vents or anything. It was just a fan on, let it pressurize, and away we went.
so any red dirt we got in here is what us or the kids brought in.
Yeah.
So, which there was plenty. You're still gonna get red dirt on everything, on the walls, on the bedding, like everywhere. Like it's a big clean-up job when you finish the Gibb. So
Our van's still not fully clean.
or the car.
Yeah, we've washed it a few times and it's still, you still get them red bits of dirt here and there, but
Doesn't matter.
Part of it.
Just a bit of dirt. But I will add if, so if you wanted, you would prefer to do free camps, I would stay at the Penecost to look at everything that
El Questro,
to do El Questro.
Zeebedee and Emma.
Yeah, and any of the other gorges there as well. Because it only took us, was it 20 minutes, 25 minutes?
About, 20 minutes.
To get from our camp at the Penecost to...
If you got the fuel to allow that to
Yeah.
day trip in all that time. Because it was about 20k, so you do 40k's a day just to get from there to there.
So if you've got the fuel, I would suggest to do that if you prefer to free camp.
Or even just do 2 nights there, then 1 night in El Questro.
If you don't have the fuel to do, to go back.
Depends on if you like spending $100 a night. We didn't, so.
Whereas we would prefer to save our money for other stuff.
Yep. All in all, the GIBB was done. It was good.
We'd been waiting ages to do the GIBB. Like, I remember when we saw the sign and I was like, it felt so weird. Like, it was just like, oh my God, we're actually here. We're actually doing it. So we've watched plenty of YouTube videos of other families doing it. So.
And there was great as always going. We passed heaps, made the road smooth.
Yeah. Yeah, we would suggest.
Yeah, definitely do it.
To anyone to do it. You don't even have to do like the harder gorges. You can just pick the easier ones.
Yeah,
like if
you're
not into but if you're not into gorges, like it's still awesome. Like some of the camps, even mostly the free camps, they're really nice, relaxing. Yeah.
And if you're worried about and if you're worried about doing it by yourself, just do it because
there's so many people and
on the
like,
GIBB. If you pulled over, we pulled over to put some food in the travel buddy, and we had 2 people stop, ask us if we were alright. Everyone we saw that was pulled over, even if we'd see they were fine, we still slowed up, gave them a thumbs up and see if they were right.
Yeah.
So there's so many people to help you if you get stuck.
Like the whole way.
Yeah.
You would not need to be stressed about them not being enough people there to help you out.
And we only done it with 1 spare on the van and 1 on the car too, so it's not like we had heaps of spare tyres. We didn't have a blowout luckily, but like if we blew through 2 tyres, I reckon there'd be someone to lend us a tyre to get to the tyre joint there on the GIBB or to get us all the way through to Darwin or wherever, but recommend it.
Definitely. And if you haven't seen our videos, we have done a little mini GIBB series of all the stuff we just spoke about. So
there's 4 videos. We'll try put them in
episodes.
The description if we work it out.
Yeah, we'll put a little link in so you can find them.
And on that, thank you for the 100 people that have subscribed, because it's awesome. I mean,
that's so exciting.
It makes us feel good, like we're actually doing a semi-good job.
Yeah, like we love editing and filming and like mostly it was like at the start it was for us and our family back at home in Victoria to watch us. But it's good other people enjoy it too.
Enjoy it, yes. So, thank you.
Thanks for watching. See you next week.